What's going on there, Guardians? My name is Poe, coming at you guys with some more update news. I'm going to keep giving you out these patch notes and these hot fixer stuff to know what's coming and what's already put through. This week, we were actually supposed to be getting a patch. Hopefully, this is the one that was supposed to go through next week. That's why I'm going to be covering that one in this video, kind of combining the last 2 weeks together. The big fixes that we're looking forward to is they're going to be adjusting the base damage on the Mythic class. They're going to try to find a value that works both for PvP and PvE. So its current state, I think, is going to be tweaked a little bit. It's not really at its happy ground right now. In addition, they're also intending to raise the attack value of the Mythic class beyond and above the other exotics. Now, the attack value dictates how much damage players deal to combatants, and the attack value being raised will allow it to be more effective in PvE, which is what the community has been crying out for. Everybody was like, oh, it was just a pain in the ass in PvP. We don't care about the feelings we hurt of the Vex and everything else in our path in PvE. They don't have the feelings. So, with that being said, those things are going to be coming soon. Now, Atheon fixes are going to be pretty significant. First off, they added baby bumpers in. Now, what that means is the previous exploit, I guess, if you will, I guess it wasn't so much an exploit, it was just taking advantage of just a bad map design, was you were available to push Atheon off the map and kill him instantly. I think they postponed this patch from going through the previous week simply because maybe they had a hiccup, or maybe they also discovered the fact that you can also do the same thing to the Templar. Don't know if you guys know that or not, but that's a possibility now. So on top of that, they also have decided to switch up the way that people are ported into the time stream, which is the event where you teleports 3 people randomly inside of the portals, you got to kill the oracles and fight your way out. How this is going to be changing, instead of the 3 furthest people away from him, where you could actually choose who goes in, it's now going to be 3 people chosen at random. Some people in the community are a little mixed about this. Let me know your feelings down in the comment section below. Moving on out to the big news, how the Iron Banner is actually going to be changing. So in all honesty, I'd be lying if I didn't say my pants got tighter while reading this article. Seriously, they're big things that they're talking about right now, and there are a lot of changes coming, so keep up with me. They're saying that power matters more. If you guys do ever participate in the previous Iron Banner, you guys will know that it was pretty much the same thing as Crucible. They admit that they were a little bit too conservative, so next time around, you're actually going to have to beef it up. Differences in level are going to be semi-significant. Of course, not game-breaking, so that level 20 just can't compete with the level 30, but there should be some significant differences, and you're going to have those hurdles to jump over. On top of that, they're also initiating a level 20 plus requirement to enter in. Now, what this means is, yes, it doesn't mean everybody has to be level 20 inside. What it means is the party leader has to be level 20. So if a party leader's taking in a bunch of level 2s, so be it. But those level 2s are going to struggle a lot. Moving on out, quitting was a big issue with the Iron Banner. Their reward system previously was basically if you wanted to get any Iron Banner reputation, you had to win. If you lost, you got nothing. What that led to is everybody just quitting. Because there was no penalty in play, everybody would just quit the game if they realized it was just out of the way and they can't get the reputation and build it up. People would just leave the game. What they're doing to kind of steer away from that right now is that they're going to be implementing this new thing that you get. Upon losing, you get a medallion. It better be silver, too, just for the lols. But you're going to be getting the Medallion of Iron on a loss. Now, what this is going to mean, upon your next victory, it actually gives you, and it kind of exchanges as sort of a reputation granted. Now, it's not going to be worth that of a victory. Say your reputation for winning is 25. Maybe when these things are actually converted into a loss, or that is actually converted after a win, maybe it'll be worth like 20 or 18 or something like that. So it wouldn't be as strong as, you know, winning 2 games back-to-back getting 50, but the loss will be worth nothing. The next win, you'll get your 25, and then you'll get like 20 points for that loss that you did encounter earlier. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. That way, it's just not really too much of a hit if you do lose a couple games in the banner. So that's really, really awesome. Now, this next news is quite exciting to me. Some of the most impressive so far, actually. And they realized that the armor was not that exciting. They had exotics out there, they had raid armor, so the current armor in Iron Banner was just kind of like, why do we even grind out for this? It's not a reward worth seeking. So what they do, and I quote, new exclusive reward armor will be bumped to level 30, but will still only be available in 2 slots. So what that means is I believe it's going to grant 30 light, allowing you to actually hit that level 30 if you need those. Now, they're only going to be available in 2 slots, which means hopefully it can fill in for some of those that do not have that raid armor. Either way, it's still going to be pretty interesting to see how that pans out. On top of that, the weapons are now going to be bumped up from 2 to 4 for each event. Now, if you guys do not know what that means, I believe that stands for the fact that in the previous one, you had the hammer, which is the LMG that you could buy from Salad himself. and there was the Timur's Lash, which was a hand cannon that could be a PvP reward. Now, there's supposed to be 4 potential ones. Hopefully Aphrodite's Spear gets in there with that amazing impact, and that's another thing I want to touch on outside of this, is I believe impact is going to be the big difference in Iron Banner, seeing as how they're tweaking these things, and gear and everything is going to be a little bit more important. I think the impact is that much higher than every other weapon in the game for the Iron Banner items. So I mean, these Iron Banner items are probably going to be needed to use in Iron Banner, so that's going to be pretty exciting too. Next up on the plate, we have bounties. Now, the bounties are going to be tuned down a little bit. They found that some of those challenges, though needed to be in the Iron Banner, are a little bit more difficult than the traditional Crucible ones. They thought they were a little bit overkill and too challenging for the majority of players to complete, so they're going to be tuned down a little bit more so the average player can, in fact, accomplish them decent timing like. So now that's going to be changed. On top of that, you're also going to be able to redeem and turn them in at Lord Saladin now, so you have a reason to go back there. It's not going to be from the bounty guy any longer. Next on, we're talking about a new feature. It's called Reforging. Now, this one is exciting because you're going to be able to re-roll the stats and upgrades on the Iron Banner weapons. Now, I don't think I'm going to be too happy if this applies to everything, but you're going to be able to pay a small amount of motes of light to actually re-roll the item. So if it's not got the right abilities you want on your thing, you could tune in a few different motes and hopefully roll it into something new. No clue whether or not you're going to get one chance to roll it, or is it going to be something you can do over time. Upon rolling the item, you also lose all the experience gained on it, and you got to re-level it up. Not really too big of a deal, but it's also going to give you like, I don't know if I want to grind all over it for it again, if you're just looking for one specific thing. But either way, that's an exciting addition added to the game, and I'm looking forward to that one too. Next up, we have Tempered, which is going to be kind of a buff. It's going to be a 12-hour buff, and it'll boost Iron Banner reputation gains. Now, this is going to be pretty exciting for a lot of people, because they're also scaling it up. There's now going to be 5 levels available in the ranking. You know how Crucible, you get to level 3 and you can finally buy, weapons, so on and so forth. This one's going to have 5 tiers of things. You're going to be able to get that 12-hour buff, which is also going to be great for people that maybe cannot even participate in the banner until later in the week, so on and so forth. But they can still scale up and do the things they need to. Now, the final bit of information I need to give to you guys is there's going to be an Iron Banner reputation reset. Now, before you guys freak out, that doesn't apply to this next up-and-coming Iron Banner, which yet we still do not know, but it should be within the next couple weeks. What this means is, in the future, people are going to need to regrind all over to get reputation and build up and get those items. I'm all for that, especially knowing that they have the reputation boost, so on and so forth, coming in there. The fact that losses can now even be rolled in from the medallion. It's not going to be that challenging to do that every week. Now, this time that is coming back, that is not coming into effect. They need to balance it properly. What we do know is the next time your previous level is actually going to still be considered part of it. So I was, for example, I think almost level 3 on my primary account. So when it comes back in, I'll be level 3 again, and then I need to only go a couple more levels to get to level 5. So that is fine on the next one, but after that, in the future, expect to see a few different changes. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to hit the like button. A lot of work and effort went into this one, and I hope to see you guys out there soon.